Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. So, the Free Thought Project has a study that shows kids are born creative geniuses. But then the education system just goes and destroys imagination. Dr. George Land and Beth Jarman, commissioned by NASA, says to help the space agency identify and develop creative talent. The two were tasked to research school children in an attempt to identify creative individuals for which the agency could pick up help with their many products. Now, in a recent TED Talk, Land described his team's surprising findings on the education system, which are nothing short of shocking. To most, I will say. To some, not so much, because if you truly do some research and see what trying to cookie cutter education does, I mean, it most certainly, I wonder how many Edisons and Einsteins and Teslas we've actually snuffed out. Seems American school children lose their ability to think creatively over time. As students enter their educational journey, they retain most of their abilities to think creatively. In other words, children are born with creative genius. Employing a longitudinal study model, Land and Jarman studied 1,600 children aged 5, 10, and 15. Now, surprisingly, Land said they discovered if given a problem with which they had to come up with an imaginative and innovative solution, 98% of 5-year-olds tested at the genius level. Simply put, their answers to how the problem should be solved were brilliant. Now, upon entry into the school system, those numbers started to drop dramatically. When the team returned to test the same subjects at age 10, the percentage of genius-level imaginative and innovative thinkers fell to an unthinkable 30%. The indicators led to the researchers to believe the current education system's to blame. Not only did 68% of those students lose their ability to think with imagination and innovation, the thought that only 30% could still do, is unfathomable. Now get this. Come age 15, the same children were tested again. And now these once genius-level children, 98% at age 5. At age 15, they tested at an abysmal 12%. 12% of those students were still on that level, or capable of innovative and imaginative solutions at the brilliant level, at the genius level. I mean, unbelievable. And think about it. You know, George Carlin said it best. The education system is designed to make people just smart enough to operate the machines, but dumb enough to question authority. Well, also dumb enough to come up with any sort of imaginative and innovative solutions. And I mean, think about it. It is asinine, absolutely asinine, to think that children, that human beings can learn in a cookie-cutter fashion when none of us are the same. No two of us. As unique as a fingerprint. So these are very, very stunning revelations that are great because all it does is further justify those that have decided to do the responsible thing and, you know, give their children a proper education, plug into their children, you know. But think about it. It says here from the Clinton administration's mandated federal testing guidelines to Bush's No Child Left Behind Act, to the disastrous Obama administration Common Core. Even teachers are complaining. Why? Because they teach to the tests. That's what they do because their federal funding's tied to it. They have to score well on that test or they lose their federal funding. It's unbelievable. So if the curriculum wasn't already that bad, the teachers don't even teach it because they're too busy teaching for the next test. Students spend more time testing than they actually do learning. I mean, it's crazy. So they learn Pavlov's dog's concept, ring the bell, go here, ring the bell, go there. They learn prison culture. They get institutionalized. And then we're surprised when they don't have innovative and imaginative thought. I find this really fascinating, almost akin to people being in stark denial because maybe they don't want to take responsibility for their children and they just want to keep pushing them off on the state because that's the easiest thing to do, or perhaps they've been put in a corner. Perhaps it's harder than ever for parents to be able to make ends meet without having to pay enormous childcare expenses. So they do the logical thing in their mind and send them to public school because that's what they pay for. That's what their taxes pay for. But what are you sacrificing in the long term? That's the question that all of you that are parents have to ask yourself. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. #WakeTheFlock Up. Have a great day, everybody.